are married, do you think you should share everything, or do you think things should be separated when you're married?
You know,
As far as what,
I'm going
finances or what?
separate.
Yeah, everything. Your finances. Yeah.
Yeah, it should. Well, you have to get to know your mate first. You know,
Yeah.
because I think like once you marry, you become one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
within knowing what marriage is about and knowing the steps that you have to take to get there,
Yeah.
you're supposed to combine everything because
Oh,
y'all are one.
Yeah.
who's in charge though?
You're
Who's the
both
leader?
in charge. Well, I put it to you this
I
way.
agree with you, but
I
who's the
put it to you
leader?
this way. It to me, when it comes to who's the spender and who's the saver, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we're both CEOs, but one person has to,
Make the executive decision.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe
So
that savers need to make the ultimate decision.
Yeah. Well, I know for me, I struggled with it because I was so used to being independent when I first got married.
Yeah.
But then I got this realization, dude, I don't even make enough money to even talk like that. That's rich people talk, man. You know,
Yeah.
making million. You got like 100 million. She got like 200 million or something.
Yeah.
But man, when you make regular people income,
Exactly.
man,
Exactly.
put that stuff.
Put
I
it
just put it all in
together.
the same account. Yeah.
Yep, put it
And
together.
then we communication, right? We talk about communication.
Mm-hmm.
I even type out a sheet, bro. Like, this is what we looking at. This is where we at. You know what I'm saying? How you want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The option is yours.
There can be.
I think I'm going separate. I mean, I think there's too much communication to have all the money going out of one place. Separate, but together. If y'all want to have a joint account, y'all have that, but you need to have your
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
agree.
your own money, but
I
it's
agree.
backup money. Like, so okay,
Yeah.
if I'm in charge, right? So if you overspend, I got to cover you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the spender and all the funds are available for you, how can I cover you when something happens? Because you spent all the money. There ain't no like get out of jail free card or anything, nothing like that. I'm not taking this money for myself. I just have my money over here, and if something happens, I'm the one that's supposed to. I'm not going to look at you and say, "Well, baby, what we gonna do?" You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can't look at them like that. And that's what it is when you sometimes put it all in the same place. How can you be that man, that provider, the person with the plan, when that person, the spender or whatever, is all equal? There's nothing else to say. So I think you can have a group account that's for the family, and then the money you manage. You know what I mean? Just to keep everything afloat. Whatever that looks like for you. But I believe it's separate but equal.
Yeah.
I think though, what you're saying, I understand what you're saying. I think if you lead the way, if you really lead the way, a lot of that'll be mitigated real fast.
In a perfect
it'll
world,
almost be
in a perfect world, and it's like
be a perfect leader.
I don't like over communicating. Like when if you need to make a decision I said over.
I want to make sure we're on the same page.
No, I didn't say so. We shouldn't have to over communicate to be on the same page.
Sometimes you do. If that's your spouse and you're patient with your spouse,
you have to.
And that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
No. If you have to do inefficient things more than once, you have to do inefficient stuff. If you got a 30% shot rate, you got to take more shots to hit 10 shots. If you communicate efficiently, you don't have to over communicate. You properly communicate.
Let me ask you this:
right?
How did Phil Jackson to get Michael Jordan to perform? Do you think Phil Jackson over communicated to Michael Jordan?
Absolutely not.
I think he did. Some people think he did.
No,
because he didn't just say to Michael Jordan, you just go out there and perform. He had to give him books. He had to play some different little mind game. I'm not saying you got to do that, but I'm saying everybody's not at the same place you are, ideal-wise or mentally. So sometimes you have to simplify, or you can over-communicate, and to make sure you're on the same page. Because that's my thing. I want to make sure we're on the same page going forward.
Simplification is a form
but not everybody
of being efficient. You communicate what's best for the person you communicating with. If they don't understand visual aids, you write it down for them. That's not over. Now, if you know they don't understand visual aids, and you wrote it down for them, and you still showed them the movie, and you know they don't respond to visual aids, that's over communication. You know they don't understand this, but you gave it to them in a form they don't understand, and the form that they understand too. Just for good measure.
I don't really think that it's the whole thing about of understanding if you over communicate. I think it's sometimes they just might fall off the wagon. Like if you got say for instance that if my wife is a spender and I'm a saver, and then we join our finances together, and she goes out and spend, I'm like, hey, now you remember the budget is only this. Oh, okay, right. Okay. Hey, I just looked at the account. You went over the budget. Now we talked about this. Oh yeah, you're right. So it takes time.
That is not over communication.
That's not over
communication. Something happened and you reacted to what happened. Over communication is before it happened. Hey, you overspend sometimes. Oh, I told you overspend. Or you overspend.
So,
hey, you go to Walmart. Make sure
foresight.
You overspend. Every time somebody do something, you say something before they do it in anticipation of that happening.
Okay.
I understand that part of overcommitment. That's OCD. That's OCD to the max.
No,
what I'm saying is foresight. As a leader, you got to have foresight, and sometimes you have to communicate foresight to the family, right or wrong.
When I say over, I mean excessive.
That's what I just said. That's OCD. That's what I just told you. It's OCD.
Okay.
That's what I just said.
Okay, we're agreeing on this. Okay. So,
yes. Partially. Maybe 10%.
The truth. It isn't too much of a good thing, but I think that can be mitigated with like, okay, maybe you put all your money in the same account, but as the man, maybe you have a other line of credit that you can cover your family with, and I think that'll be a kind of good compromise or whatever.
Oh yeah,
because you always have to have that, that extra, that emergency, backup plan for the family. Not
because I think, a part of marriage, if you can get there as a man, if you can lead your family out on the same page, I don't think you won't have a problem with overspending. But that's just
of course,
my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
But when it comes to marriage, it takes time for each.
It does. It takes time
to learn each other, and then learn that we both got to be on the same page when it comes to a lot.
Got to be on the same page. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's just like that's really optimistic. That's like saying my plays are gonna run and work 90% of the time.
No, that's like saying that's almost like saying treat your wife as the weaker vessel. That's almost like saying treat your wife as the weaker vessel. It's almost kind of like what it's saying. So. And also, it's not grievous for me to repeat myself. It's safe.
I mean, I do that with my children, and that's cool. Because I have to teach them and mold them and make them learn.
Some things as a leader, you have to serve your wife too. As a leader, you have to serve your wife.
I mean, I got to teach her.
Jesus had to teach the disciples, right?
I got to teach her the consequences to her actions, right? If she doesn't do,
you said what?
I got to teach her.
What if she didn't learn that before she married you? What if she didn't learn that before she married you?
Yeah, I got to teach her. Maybe sometimes I got to give her a little spanking when she does something I don't like. You know what I mean?
Now you just went OCD.
You know what I mean? I got to get her together. You know what I mean? People aren't perfect. You know what I mean? I got to get her in line. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
You don't got to get her in line, but you can teach her as the leader, though.
I understand.
It's funny. All right, guys, we get ready to close out this thing. That was cool, man. It's pretty funny. Don't think we mad at each other. We do this all the time, guys. We always mess with each other like this. So be sure to check out the podcast next Thursday as we do it on Thursday. I think we did it 6:30, like 6:37, something like that.